Uh-oh. Hey, I'm Ozzy from Three Monkey Solderless, and today we've got an update on the EVH Blackguard guitar right here. We've got an unboxing. The neck has arrived from Warmoth, and I have it right here. All right, so this is from Warmoth. All right, we'll cover up my address for all you Unabombers out there. As you can see, there it is, Warmoth Guitars. So let's open it up and see what's in here. It looks a little smushed. I'm hoping that whatever's in here isn't as smushed as the box. So it's not even sealed, right? That's a little weird. It's got tape on it, but not there. Is this thing opened by somebody already? I don't know. It's definitely been down the road. All right, so let's see what's in here anyway. I brought up a knife, but I guess I'm not going to need it. Let's see what we got. All right, something fell out of there. Is there anything in there? No. Dispose of that. We have the work order. So let's check out the work order here. All right, so we've got spec-wise, we'll look at that in a minute. And now we need to open this guy up. It's just masking tape, so we don't need our razor blade. So I'm sorry there will be no blood in this video. Well, maybe. You never could tell. All right, so we're getting this. Ooh. And there it is. What have we got here? We got a pack with the truss rod Allen wrench. Replacing neck is for a Fender or Squire by Fender basic with head profiles, registered trademark or Fender. Warmoth, no warranty applies, right? Okay. So, let's see. Let's take a look at this guy, right? There it is. It's got the necks drilled in there. 16 degree, right? Flip it this way. 16 degree radius. So she's a nice and a flat, huh? Looking pretty good. It's a two-piece, right? You can see the seam right there, the fingerboard, because it's a modern construction neck. Oh, they put the goofy side adjust thing on there. Not a huge fan of that. That's kind of unnecessary in my opinion. I mean, it's cool that you can, dial in your guitar easier when it's here, right? When you're trying to set it up, you'd want, the strings on it, and then to be able to give it a little bit of a twist, and it's sometimes easier than going on this particular guard there. But good bird's eye. It's got the standard thin profile. I think it's going to look pretty good on this guy, right? Something like that. Right? I think it'll look pretty good. It's not overly bird's eye-ish. I would rate the amount of bird's eye on this is like maybe a 4 out of 10. There's more figure on the headstock than there is really anywhere else. It's kind of rift to quarter. We got quarter sawn on this side. We got a little bit of rift here. That might have a little bit of a explanation as to why the figure isn't as present throughout the entire neck, that it's more, the bird's eyes themselves are more prevalent on the treble side of the neck, which is the more rift sawn, so it has a tendency to expose a little bit more bird's eye, I think, that way. But yeah, let's read off the specs that we got on this thing. All right, so we've got modern construction, bird's eye maple, shaft wood, bird's eye maple, fretboard wood. No unique choices for me. 1 5/8 inch nut, right-handed, standard thin back profile, straight 16-degree fretboard radius, 21 frets, no scalloping, no binding. We got the 6100 jumbo nickel frets in there, which I like. They're pretty big, but they're one step below like school buses, right? We've got our tuner for setup for Godos or Grovers, which is cool. We can always modify that. The inlay shape is standard dots. Material is black phenolic, I'm guessing, or plastic. The side dots are also black. No string nut installed. Mounting hole standard 4-bolt. And neck heel shape, strat shape, finish none. So yeah, I think this is nice and straight. Obviously the truss rod right now is dead loose, which I think is the way you should store these necks or ship them. There's a definite noticeable curve to it, which is great. If you want, you don't want to have a guitar that's backbowed. Not gonna happen. I'd rather start with something that has a little bit of relief in it, and then you can crank on the truss rod. I mean, granted, this is a two-way rod, so you should be able to introduce relief if there wasn't any. But I always like to see that when the neck is in a neutral truss rod position, which I assume this is, that there is some relief there. So that's good. So now we can tension the rod, and it'll work against the tension of the strings, and it'll give us a nice action. The frets look really good, like the pressing of them. I'm gonna guess that it's not gonna need a whole lot of work to get this thing to play good. So yeah, all in all, very happy with the neck choice. And I think at this point it would be a good idea, because we were talking about what to do next with the body, that I usually like to give it one more level sanding, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the fine HVLP gun with a very thin lacquer mix and just spray it, maybe 2-3 more coats on there, real careful, and then let it dry up. And I'm not going to really level sand or rub out. It should have a really good finish at that point. So I think at this point it'd be good to check that everything is going to line up correctly before we go ahead and do you know, the final sand and final finish on the guitar. So maybe we'll go, not in this video, but in the next video, we'll go downstairs and we'll kind of mock it up a little bit, see that the neck fits in the pocket, that we don't have to cut a little bit into the treble or bass side of the pocket. Make sure it's nice and tight, but not too tight. Make sure that, you know, we'll find the center line of the neck itself to make sure that the bridge is going to locate correctly, so those strings aren't falling off one side or the other. We'll mock up a pick guard maybe to see how, you know, that all fits in. And it's always a good idea to do it now, so that when you've got your guitar all nicely finished, that you don't have to start doing woodworking on it again. So usually I would do all the woodworking before I even sprayed a lick of finish on it, but the magic of television requires that everything be done quickly. So we kind of skipped, you know, we didn't wait for the neck to come in before we shot our 9 coats of clear and base coat and filled the grain and all that stuff. So anyway, I think that's good for right now. And we'll start on the next video putting this thing together a little bit, mocking it up. So again, thanks for watching. And don't forget to check out 3 Monkey Solderless, home of the world's greatest pedal board cables for both the audio path and the DC power supplies for all your pedals. Best sounding stuff on earth. No tools required, no wire stripping. They're actually screw on. You need to check them out. A lot of guys are using them on tour, road tested. Good stuff. All right, I'll see you next time.